Okay, so the AI gold rush is everywhere, right? And the story we keep hearing is super simple. It's a race, and whoever builds the smartest model wins. But what if that's not the real story? What if the real competition is happening somewhere else entirely? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the 5 realities the headlines are totally missing. I mean, this is the question. It's on every tech site, every day. We're constantly getting a scoreboard of who's ahead, who's falling behind, and who just dropped the latest, greatest, game-changing AI model.
You've seen headlines just like this a million times, I'm sure. It makes this whole revolution feel like a simple sprint, a race to the top of some leaderboard.
It's this narrative of a nonstop arms race for pure technical power, all measured by these things called benchmark scores, which are basically just standardized tests for AIs. But honestly, this obsession with who's smarter on a test might just be the biggest distraction in tech right now.
And that leads us straight to our first big idea, what I'm calling the benchmark myth. The popular story we're being sold is that this is all a straightforward fight for the best tech. The idea is that victory just goes to whoever has the highest score on a chart. But here's the thing. The era of winning just by being a little bit better on paper, that's ending. Fast.
So what if the real fight isn't even happening in the research labs anymore? What if it's happening in our everyday habits, inside these massive corporate ecosystems, and in the business models that are literally being torn down and rebuilt from scratch?
So, here's what we're going to dig into. We'll look at why our habits now matter more than models, how Google has this crazy hidden advantage, what's happening to creators, where the money really is or isn't, and which old-school giants might be facing a total wipeout.
All right, first up, you have to get this. The war has totally shifted. It's not about building a smarter AI anymore. It's about building habits.
The truth is, for almost all of us, we're talking like 95% of people, those tiny technical differences between the top AI models are completely invisible. The stuff that engineers argue about online, it just doesn't matter to the average person.
I mean, just look at OpenAI. They keep releasing these supposedly superior models, but their user traffic, it's been totally flat. And that's the proof right there. Having the best tech on paper doesn't mean you'll grow anymore. The game is now all about the product, the partnerships, and just keeping people coming back.
As one person on the inside put it, it's time to stop worrying about the benchmark hype and start building actual products that people can't live without. That's the only way to grow now.
And this idea of focusing on product and distribution leads us right into our next reality. While all the flashy startups get the headlines, there's an old giant in the room that might have an advantage nobody can beat. Google.
Think about it. Google controls everything, from top to bottom. They make their own custom chips. They own the massive cloud infrastructure. They build their own AI models, like Gemini. And, this is the big one, they have distribution to billions of people through search and Android. It's called a fully vertical stack.
And that is their ultimate unfair advantage. Because they own the entire chain, Google is set up to grab the most profitable piece of the pie, no matter who happens to have the smartest model this week. It's really, really hard to see a future where they don't come out on top because of this.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about how AI is changing creative work. Because it's not just a new tool. It's splitting the entire creator world in half.
What we're seeing is a huge divide. For the creators at the very top, AI is like a superpower. It lets them focus on big, unique ideas and build massive media empires. But for everyone in the middle, that creative middle class, AI is squeezing them out. Their work is suddenly becoming irrelevant because they just can't compete on technical quality anymore.
You see, AI is creating a new baseline for what's considered good. If your work isn't noticeably better than what an AI can spit out in seconds, it's just going to get lost. The value isn't in technical skill anymore. It's in high-level strategy and having truly original ideas.
And this brings us to a massive, awkward problem at the center of this whole gold rush. For all the hype, nobody has actually figured out how to make serious money yet. It is a trillion-dollar question mark.
$20 to $40. That's it. After all the billions invested, that's pretty much the ceiling for what most people are willing to pay per month for these incredibly powerful AI tools. And, you know, a simple subscription fee? That's not exactly the foundation for a trillion-dollar industry.
Here's the brutal truth. Even with these insane valuations, there is not one single, proven, profitable, scalable business model in generative AI. Not for the models, not for the infrastructure, and not for the apps. Nobody knows where the sustainable money is going to come from.
Which brings us to our final, and maybe the most dramatic reality of all.
For some of the biggest companies we all know, AI isn't just a new opportunity. It could be an extinction-level event.
What's this number? Negative 43%. That's how much Adobe's stock value dropped in just a few months. So, what happened? Well, in a word, AI. It's threatening their entire kingdom.
You see, for legacy giants like Adobe or even Meta, AI isn't just a cool new feature you can add to your software. It's a fundamental platform shift. It's a whole new ground floor that makes their old business model, owning the tools and the customer relationship, potentially obsolete. We could be watching the sunset of an empire.
So let's wrap this up. The new rules of the AI gold rush are totally different from what the headlines say. Forget benchmarks. It's all about user habits. The real advantage isn't a smarter model. It's controlling the whole ecosystem. Value is moving away from technical skill and towards unique ideas. And while everyone's desperately searching for a business model that works, some of the biggest names in tech are just trying to survive.
And that leaves us with one final huge question. The ground is shifting under everyone's feet. As the old platforms start to crack, the real race is on to see who can build the next great empire and who is going to be left behind as a fossil from another time.